Hey everybody, welcome to my reef tank here. It's a 130 gallon, 6-foot mixed reef tank. And our inhabitants in here currently are 2 clownfish, 1 powder blue tang, 5 chromies. We got a couple of blood shrimp, a couple of emerald crabs, and then a number of various snails and hermit crabs. And that's the current makeup of the tank. Plus, we have a bunch of coral and stuff. I won't be able to really show everything because I've got the camera mounted on a suction cup thing on my aquarium. But I'm going to be going ahead and shutting off the flow and doing some reefroids feeding of the coral today. And I just thought it'd be fun to kind of have this going, and you can watch the fish swim around, see if we can get the shrimp to eat from the pipette as they like to do. And yeah, it'll be fun. So you guys just hang out for a second while I go and grab a shot glass, because that's what I use for mixing reefroids, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I'm going to go ahead and kill all the flow and the skimmer and pumps and everything like that. Okay, we've got all our flow killed. Time to mix up a little batch of reefroids for these coral. Tonight is going to be water change day, so I like to feed the reefroids. I normally do it once to twice a week, but if I'm going to be doing a water change, I like to do it the day of the water change, just so I can get rid of whatever excess nutrients may be added, because reefroids will add nutrients to the water. So you guys unfortunately can't see here, but I am mixing this up right now. And most coral eats reefroids. I've been using it for, I don't know, like probably 10 years or more in coral feeding. And let's start off though by getting these little guys, just for the fun of it. I think you guys will see these guys here once I coax them out. These little blood shrimp. Whatever, we'll wait. They'll come around. Anyway, plan on doing some feeding here. Uh-oh, he smells it. Let's see if I can get this little guy to come onto camera view here. Come here. Yeah. I hope he's showing. I can't see the camera right now, so anyway, they love coming to eat from this. This is basically a mix of various shit from the ocean. I'm not sure everything that's in it, but whatever, they enjoy it. And so for reefroids, for those that don't know, yeah, it's just a little mix of various crap. Like I said, I don't know everything that's in it, nor do I care. All that matters to me is that my corals like it. And I feed everything. So some corals are photosynthetic, and they say that you don't really need to feed them, as they actually get their energy and whatever they get right from the light itself. But I just prefer to feed them anyway. So down over here I'm feeding, I've got a little frag of acan, which is tricky to get the heads that are on the sides of it. I prefer to try to get some to every head when possible, but it's not always so easy. Over here I got some Rasta zoos, which are one of my favorite zoos. Get them some food here. Up here you guys won't be able to see them, but I do actually have a emerald crab sitting here eating. Once he smells what I'm dropping in here, he'll probably get all excited. There he comes. I don't know if you guys are able to see him. He likes to eat right from this pipette as well. Oh, he's grabbed on. Oh, and then he ran back in. Let's see if we can coax him out. He grabbed onto the pipette. I got down here, I got a couple of heads of Duncan coral. I believe they eat. You give it to them and they will close up on it. Same with the acan that I was feeding here. They definitely eat, because you can put pellets on them and they will gladly eat those. So what this does is, so not everybody feeds their coral. You don't have to, but what it does is it promotes growth if they get the little extra nutrients out of the water, rather than just leaving it to the light. And then, but no matter what, they always get some food, because like the fish shit, and when the fish shit, that adds stuff to the water as well, which is so in addition to the light, they can grab their nutrients from fish shit and excess food that makes its way into the water column. Over here you guys can't see it, but I've got my most expensive zoo, $100 for one head, which was actually a good deal on it. They sell it for up to a couple hundred. The whatever king crack or something. Over here I've got a couple of hammer corals. We've got some golden hammer and green. Over here I'm gonna see if I can give these. I've got pink diamonds, which are our high-end zoo. I'm going to try to feed them, because we want to promote growth. We've already grown one new head in a month, but I would like to get more than that, preferably. Stir this up. Stir up my little mixture. And then here I've got, once again, you guys probably can't see so well, I didn't really think this out, but I couldn't really hold the camera and feed them that easily. But I'm feeding my Utter Chaos, which have grown several new heads, which is nice. When you get into this hobby, there's the good thing, like, so you can do it for the enjoyment, of course, which is the main reason I do this, is just for the enjoyment of the corals and watching the fish and then all my little critters and stuff. But you also have a good potential for aquaculturing and making a few bucks back on your your investment by fragging coral. Sorry guys, I'm a little distracted as I work on this, but yeah, so I'm sure anyone watching this probably knows, but if not, yeah, so you can do what's called fragging for pretty well all corals, and it means you take a little piece of it off, and that little piece will grow into a bigger piece. And let's go ahead and get this. I got a mushroom down here. You guys probably can't see it, but the one problem with these little blood shrimps is that when you're trying to feed the coral, they will, you guys I'm sure can't see him, he basically comes onto the coral and steals all the food that I've given the coral, So that's just how they do. I think I've got pretty well everything. I don't bother feeding zinnia because, first of all, it grows like a weed, and second of all, yeah, it just doesn't need it. I'm not trying to speed up the growth of zinnia. I'm not actually sure if zinnia will take food or not, but it may. A little more on this crackhead coral. Yeah, the crackhead coral has a couple of heads on it now. I'm not sure exactly how many. It's hard to see on the angle I put it on. But another coral over here that fell on the ground. Sometimes they fall. The fish move stuff around. Or the little critters, the crab, and there's a starfish in here as well. So they will sometimes move some of the corals and they'll fall down. Not a big deal. Every now and then you just got to come in and fix it up. Let's see here. This acan's got its feeder tentacles out now, so try to get in there. Let it grab onto something. Because we want them to grow a little quicker. So them, you know, if you feed them, you got to be careful. You don't want to toxify your tank. But yeah, if you feed them, you can definitely improve the growth of your coral. But if you've got like a little nano tank, say, and you don't want to feed it, very few corals have to be fed. There are some, I think sun corals have to be fed. But yeah. Anyway, I gotta just go wash my hands and we're gonna let these guys kind of sit and swim around for a few minutes before I turn the pump back on. So I'll leave you to it while I do that. And it is extremely relaxing having one of these. Not when you have to pay for the stuff for it, but I mean, like, other than that, like the actual enjoyment of watching a reef tank is incredibly relaxing. Unfortunately, the water is a little bit cloudy here because I dose something called Purple Up, because this is a relatively new setup, being only 3 months old or so. I want to grow some coralline algae on the rocks, which is like a purple encrusting algae that looks nice. And so I'm dosing something called Purple Up, which clouds up the water. Unfortunately, it just is what it is. It's basically a concentrated calcium substance. But, yep. Let's throw a couple of pellets in for the fish while we're here. We might as well let them have a little snack. I already fed them breakfast this morning, but they always appreciate a little extra. They're little hungry little hippos. And I also put in some seaweed sheets for the blue tang there. He really enjoys that. And I don't think anyone else in here really eats that, just him. But here, now I can, for what it's worth, show you once I get this off. Here we can come around and see some of the stuff here that I was feeding previously there. So the powder blue tang is a beautiful fish, one of my favorites. I've got a tattoo on my arm, and that is one of the fish that's on there. And there's some reefroids. I can't zoom in on this. I was hoping to zoom in, but in the center of that golden hammer right there is reefroids, and then there's some more in there. And then I got frog spawn and Cephastria there. Same thing, sprayed them. And, oh, unfortunately we're not going to see, I do have a little pistol shrimp. He lives under that rock right there, but he's currently hiding. There's an emerald crab right there. Remember I said that the emerald crab grabbed onto it? So there's a good view of him. A little 6-line wrasse. I forgot to mention her earlier. Cool little fish. I really like the 6-line wrasse. She is a very busy little fish. She doesn't harm anybody. And she's just in and out of those rocks all day long. And through the smallest little spots that she can find. In and out. And yeah, it's really fun sitting, especially in the evening time, watching these little critters do their thing. I could sit for, you know, an hour or even hours watching all the doings in here, as it's really really relaxing. And these little chromies, they're cool because they school, which I like. So there's actually 5 of them, but the one often hides way over here in the corner, which is okay. He's allowed to do that. Wherever he's comfortable is fine for me. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just thought it would be fun to turn that on while I was feeding the coral, so we will go ahead and end the stream. My stand is, I'm still wiring up and setting up my apex here. I got an apex for it, so trying to set that up. So everything's a mess, but it'll get better. And in case anyone wondered, the lighting is these here XR30 Radions. I like them. I think they provide great light and do a good job at growing coral. So that's what I've got, and that's my apex beeping right now. The pH probe is got to be calibrated, so it keeps setting it off. It's reading higher pH than it is. I could probably just go in and change the values to shut it up, but anyway, that's okay. That's going to wrap it up, guys. I appreciate everybody watching, and we'll see you all again one day.